Good morning, everyone. I'm like hacking up here. It is a Sunday morning, and I kind of don't have a voice because I haven't been talking yet. So I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're able to tune in. And it's Sunday. I get it. You're like out there having fun, or some of y'all are getting ready to go to church. I get it. But I'm kind of here talking about money because that's what I do every day. So hopefully that you're here. And let me go ahead and share this out to a couple of folks, and maybe we can get maybe one or two people to join us here on a Sunday morning. So I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna go here live in a second over on Instagram. But today we're gonna talk about personal finances and credit card debt. I did a little bit of research the other night, and it is kind of amazing how much debt we have on credit cards here in the United States. I mean, we are in the billions of dollars in personal credit card debt. That's crazy. So let me go ahead and share this. Okay, I know you didn't. You're like, seriously, Phylecia? You're gonna like type on screen? Like, yeah, I am. So there you go. We shared out, and we are going here live over on Instagram. So what we're going to be doing is that on the weekends, I will not be sharing out the show. I will only be coming here live on facebook.com/keep up with Mrs. Jones. So if you haven't liked the page, you haven't gotten notifications, go ahead and make sure you turn that on. But during the week, I'll definitely share out onto my personal page. But Today, we're not going to stay here very long, but I do want to talk to you about some of the research that I've read about personal debt. So today we're going to talk about what you need to do to be consistent to pay off debt. Now, good morning. I am Phylecia Jones, and you are watching Ask the Budgetologist. I come to you live every morning around 7:45 a.m. Mountain Time-ish, and I answer any questions you have about business, budgeting, and solo entrepreneurship. And of course, I give you tons of unsolicited financial advice. And on Sundays, we typically take a little bit of time and talk about personal finances. And I focus on personal finances for solo entrepreneurs, side hustlers, freelancers, consultants, whatever you want to call yourself. I focus on personal finances. Of course, if you're a 9-to-5er, it's cool. It's all the same thing. It's just money. So I talk about personal finances for my solo entrepreneurs out there because sometimes we have to be able to manage both personal money and business money. And sometimes the personal finances will get in the way of our business, or our business will ruin our personal finances. So if you're one of those, you're using your personal credit cards to run your business, you're seeing yourself getting into debt, your credit score has like demolished itself. You got family, you got friends that are just like, you're crazy, you're pulling out money from your bank account. This is why I talk about personal finances very exclusively for my solo entrepreneurs, because I get it. We want to be successful. We want to be successful. We want to invest, but we also have to realize we got to manage. We got to manage what's going on in our personal life as well. So I want to give a big shout out and good morning to Miss Heather. Heather and I are going to be doing a jumpstart session. I think on Wednesday. No, on Thursday, I think. So Heather and I are going to be getting together. We're going to be talking about money and speaking gigs. So if you ever want to do a one-on-one session with me, all you got to do is 45 minutes. Is pretty impactful. I kind of come with all kinds of things that you need to do, and yeah, I will find you afterwards because I want to know the progress of everything. So if you ever want to do a one-on-one session, if you need help paying off debt, understanding your money, go to keepupwithmrsjones.com/jumpstart. You and me, we can get on the phone, or you can go to facebook.com/keepupwithmrsjones and click that beautiful book now button. And for those of you on Instagram, all you got to do is check the bio. And Heather loves debt. She loves the topic of debt. Thank you. All right. So we're going to talk about being consistent with paying off debt, specifically credit card debt. And I put a few stats in there. So 70% of Americans carry credit cards. Yes, 70% of us. And the average balance on each of those cards is around $4,700 for a lot of people. So just imagine there are people with 3 to 5 credit cards, all with at least $4,700 on each of them. So that's what we gotta really talk about. And I've seen this before. I've seen it with a lot of my solo entrepreneurs who open up a credit card to pay for coaching or open up a credit card so they can invest in a business. And it's crazy. It's crazy out there because I know we want to be so successful, but we are loading up our credit cards and we are putting our personal finances in jeopardy. And we don't realize our personal finances are in jeopardy is until our spouse decides they want to buy a house. They want to buy a car. We try to go buy a house and they're like, ain't gonna happen. So we got to really talk about this. And what I want to talk about is how to be consistent with paying off debt. And I'm going to tell you something that you're probably not going to really like. And you're going to like, well, that's not a step-by-step process. Here's the thing. You already know how to pay off debt. You get some money, pay it off. Done. It's kind of like dieting. You just don't eat all the cakes and donuts. We all know this. But I want to get deeper into the real reason you can only be consistent with paying off debt. And that is you're going to have to get pissed off. You're going to have to get so frustrated with your situation. And you'll have to say, I will never, ever do this again. And then you have to be relentless. Okay, you have to be relentless in paying off the debt. Now, there's many ways to pay off debt. You can pay off interest only. You can do the snowball effect. Dave Ramsey talks about this a lot, where you pay off your debt from the smallest to the largest. Hey, Sassy Shacks, how you doing over on Instagram? You can pay off your debt from smallest to largest. You can pay off highest interest rate to lowest interest rate to the highest. It doesn't really matter. You can wipe out your personal savings, pay it all off. That's what I personally did. There are many, many ways to pay it off. And if you need help with the exact way to pay off your debt, seriously, put your questions in the comment box and I can help you, or DM me or book a session. I will help you any way I can. But I want to go to the underlying reason of the only way this is going to work is that you're going to have to get so frustrated, so pissed off with your current situation and say, I will never, ever let this happen again. And you're going to have to be relentless in making that change. Okay? You're going to have to be relentless. And I wish I could tell you, I wish I could sprinkle some fairy dust on you to make it easier and make it better, but it really isn't. I'll tell you my story. You have to forgive me for hacking here. I should hit the mute button, but whatever. So what happened with me is that when I was working for the Navy. I had this nice job, had a very nice paycheck, getting paid about $100,000 a year. And I was in debt. Credit cards were my drug of choice. And I was like doing the revolving credit card. I was one of those who had probably about $2,500 on about 3 credit cards, and some I just couldn't get anymore because they only like balanced me at topped me off at 500. So I was doing the credit card circle jerk. I decided to buy a house. I bought a car. It's so expensive, so much money. And what happened was that when I was in my condo, I had a water leak in the ceiling. And if you are a homeowner, if you've ever seen water anywhere inside of the house, especially in places you don't know where it got to, that is like, you just kind of like the inward cringe, And so I had this water leak, and I was single at this point. My husband, we were just dating. He was over for dinner, and he looks up at the ceiling, and he was like, hey, what's that? And there was the biggest water bubble of my life sitting there. And at that exact moment, I knew I couldn't pay for it because I stretched every dollar possible, overloaded on credit cards, pulled money out of savings just so I can get into this house and buy cute furniture. You know how we do. And I was sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have a way to pay for this. Like, I seriously don't, because, when you own your house, you own all of your problems. And so the whole time I'm just sitting there, like the inner panic started. And that week, so many other things. I took the car to the shop. You know how you go to the shop for like an oil change, and next thing you know, oh, this list of items are all broken and it's going to cost $1,500. And I was like, whoa, it was one of those weeks. And then there were other things going on, but I just realized, something happened to me like over the next few days. And I said, I can't do this anymore. Like, I am done. And I was so done. I mean, it was, I can't express the emotion. And so many people always ask me, they're like, Phylecia, how do you pay off debt? How do you do it? And, and I said, you got to be done. They're like, oh no, I'm looking for the practical steps. Yes, the practical steps. I'm pretty sure if you're one of those who have been trying to pay off debt, you have Googled your butt off. You have Googled your butt off, and eventually all comes back to the same way. There's no magic to it. You got to get some money. You got to pay it off. But what you have to do is you got to have something behind it that will keep you going. And the situation for me was I was just so done. I was so done of just being so stressed about money. I was so done. I bought this house. I had this expensive car payment, and I was getting paid $100,000 a year, and I had no money. That's the crazy thing about it. I had no money in savings. I think I had, hey, Stephanie, how you doing? I think I only had about maybe a couple of $100s in my savings account. And, of course I was traveling, I love to travel. and I was just like done. And something clicked right then and there. And I did everything in my power to pay off that debt. I say I went semi-homeless. So the steps that I took to pay off debt, because I had also pulled and borrowed against my 401k, not things that you're supposed to do. So I was already getting money taken out of my paycheck to pay the 401k back because I got into the house. So what I did, I was like, all right, I'm done. I wasn't one of those who went and got another side hustle. What I did, I guess I kind of did. The job that I had projects around the world. And as long as the project was able to pay for you, that's what I did. I found a project in Omaha, Nebraska, and I knew that you get paid per diem, for travel, your travel days. And I was like, all right, if I can get enough travel days in, because they were saying a year's worth of travel for this particular project that I applied for. And this was a project inside of my job, and they let you go and do these projects wherever as long as somebody pays for it. And I was getting per diem, and I was like, all right, if I'm going to do like travel, like once a week, once a month, I can get that per diem money, and that can help pay off all of this stuff. So that's what I did. I actually took that project and I went on the road. I was on the road like every other week for about a year. And 3 months at a time, 2 months at a, I was gone. And in that same process, I put my house up for a short sale. Because this was when the recession everything had hit rock bottom. And there's a whole different story about my home and how I couldn't sell to regular people. So we did a short sale, put the house up for cash, and I was able to get out of the short sale. So what happened, in order for me to save that money, I went homeless for I say semi-homeless because I don't want to like make light of the fact that there are real homeless people out there, but I went semi-homeless for about a year. I put everything in storage. I was back and forth on the road, and my husband, who I was dating at the time, and I was one of those, I didn't like living with guys. I'm a little old school. I wasn't one for shacking up, but I was like, so I don't have anywhere to stay when I come back home. Do you mind if I kind of stay with you? It would be like a week or 2 weeks at a time, and then I'm back on the road again. And so that's what I did. So I didn't have a home. I lived out of literally 3 suitcases for about a year, and all of the extra money went to pay off everything. And I'm only telling you this story because I want you to remember this word, relentless, okay? Relentless. And I was talking to a friend the other night who was going through this same issue. And you just have to be so relentless that you're just like, I'll do whatever. And the beautiful thing about us being business owners, like you, Stephanie, you, Heather, us being business owners, is that we can be relentless and throw down the gauntlet and go make the money. Go make the money. We can make the money and side hustle at the same time. But that's the thing. That's why I talk about there's 2 sides to this budget. We got to manage the budget and we have to feed it. If you're going to pay off debt, if you're going to do all these amazing things, you're going to have to feed it and be consistent and be relentless in doing it. And you can do it as a business owner. As a business owner, we have the power to control how we're doing things. We have the power to go out and make the money. And I know it is hard. It's stressful. We tell ourselves we're not good at sales. But when you are sitting there with $200,000 in debt, no real job in your future, and the only thing you have is that you call yourself a business owner, what else are you going to do? Seriously, what else are you going to do? I met a young woman earlier this year, $200,000 in credit card and student loan debt. Just got laid off from her job, was doing all the hacks, all the side hustle hacks with the Ubers and everything, but that was only so limited, and still was living a lifestyle, which we'll talk about that too, still living a very flattering lifestyle. But when I was talking to her and I said, well, you got $200,000 in debt, and she wanted to be more of a speaker, more of a consultant. I was like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We got to create a list, and we're going to have to be aggressive with how we get in front of people. Hey, Situp, how you doing over in Bhutan? and one of the things she was like, oh, no, I can't be aggressive because that's just very rude. I was like, $200,000 in debt. What do you want to do? The ball is in your court. So for all of you where the ball is in your court, what else are you going to do? Seriously, what else are you going to do? When you are back that far into a corner, all stops. You got to pull out all the shots just to make it work, okay? And that's what I want to talk to you about, because that's how you're going to be consistent with paying this stuff off. You're going to have to dig a whole lot deeper, and you're going to have to get pissed off. You're going to have to find a reason and get frustrated and just say, never ever again. And I know a lot of you will say, oh yeah, I'm annoyed. No, there's something in your core. There's something different about saying, yeah, I'm frustrated. Yeah, I'm pissed off. But there's something, you'll feel it in your heart. And any of you who are watching, please let me know if you understand that feeling. Anytime you get that feeling, it's in your heart and you're just like, done. Like, seriously, think about that last relationship when you were just done. And the thing is, when you are done, you're just done. Not like soft done, like, yeah, I'm kind of done and I'll think about it. No, this is where you are done and you will never, ever let this happen to your finances again. So that's the only way I know how you can be consistent with paying off debt. Yes, we have all kinds of methods and things like that. Seriously, if you want those, I can break those down. I break them down all the time here. But I just want you to realize that you're going to have to dig so far deep in you and get so frustrated that you are willing to do whatever it takes to not be in this situation again. And if you're running debt inside of your personal life and you're running debt inside of your business life, that means you're going to have to get so fired up. You're going to have to get so fired up. And yes, Heather, fire in the belly. Excuse me for coughing. I didn't drink any tea yet. But you're going to have to get so fired up to want to make this change. And, and that's what I did when I got out of debt. I don't know the exact amount, but I paid off everything. It was probably around $25,000. I don't know the exact, because I kind of don't linger over there that long, but it was around $25,000 between 401k debt, credit card debt. It was crazy. And I was a revolving credit carder, pay off one, get another one. That was that was how I hustled to kind of live my life. But then I just realized that I can't do it anymore. Because it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing to be making $100,000 a year and not have any money in the bank, not have any savings, not being able to do anything. But you got a nice car, you got a nice place, you got cute shoes. It really is embarrassing. And so that's why I know as business owners, if we are running this type of life, we have this stress on us, we have the power to make it change, okay? We so have the power to make it change. We just got to decide when we're ready to do it. That's what we got to do. So here's what I want you to remember. This word is relentless, okay? We have to be relentless because, and And like I was talking about on Saturday, I'm thinking about starting a program, an accountability program, to relentlessly change your financial picture. Now, the way I know how to do it as far as business owners is to go out and start speaking. I'm not a sales genius. That's not my thing. If you want to speak, I know how to help you get relentless, get gigs on your calendar so that we can make the money. We can pay off this debt. I mean, that's my method. If it is just being accountable, picking up the phone and calling and closing deals, we can do that. But after talking to my friend on Friday night, who is a business owner, who has gotten so far in debt to the point where she is so overwhelmed. She is so overwhelmed and doesn't even know where to start. And I told her, I said, all the cuteness, you have lost all your cute privileges. And as a business owner, the only thing you have is your list and your phone, and you got to attack it. That's the same way I go about speaking gigs. And that's the same way if you need to do it around getting clients, you're going to have to be relentless. And thank you, Stephanie. I love that hashtag. I am relentless. Oh, I need to write that down, Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie. I'll give you a portion of the proceeds. But that's what I just want you to, and I got to think about it. I got to sit down here and plan it. And what I want to do is make an accountability and coaching program that's affordable. Either $100 or less each month, and we meet every week, and you pay as you go, pay for what you need. I think I'm over getting people into long-term coaching programs when you need the money, when you get stressed out. I think I'm over that, but I want to be able to give you what you need, pay as you go, whatever you need, whenever you need me. That's what I want to do. So let me think about how I want to set it up. And it's literally, we get on the phone every week and we just do. We don't overthink. We don't try to fix things. We just do. And that's what a lot of us need to do. We just need to do. And especially for my business owners, if you are in debt, if you got those credit cards, if you got $4,700 on your credit card and you got two more with $4,700, we got to do something about it. And we are in pure do mode. You're not in learning mode. You're not in overthinking mode. You're not in questioning mode. You are in do. And the only way for us business owners, especially as business owners, that's the biggest asset we have, is for us to get out there and do what we need to do. Book the speaking gigs, call the clients, do the follow-up, whatever it is, we're just going to do because we have to change our financial lives. Now, the young lady that I talked to who has the $200,000 in debt, she wanted to go off and be speaker. And I talked to some other people that are around 100,000 and wanted to do more speaking. And I was like, you just have to do. If that is going to be your means of changing your financial life, you're in do mode. We'll learn as we go. Seriously, we will learn as we go. But we have to do. And that's the thing. And I told my friend on Friday night, she was like, okay, Phylecia, I would love your help. So I just need to rebrand. I need to do all that. No. All of your rebranding, all that cute stuff, you have lost your privileges. You are in do mode. And I set her up on a program that I'm going to keep her accountable for. And she's going to be the first person in my new program, is that you got 3 items you need to do this week. That's it. And I want to know what you are doing. If you are spending time playing with your website, rebranding, posting on social media, guess what you're not doing? You're not doing what you need to do to make the money. And that's where we have to be relentless. I get it. I know as women, especially for my women folk, we get like, oh, but what if people judge me? I'm sorry. When you're sitting with 200,000, 100,000, 50,000, 10,000, $5,000 in credit card debt, and it's bothering you, it's annoying you, and you can't see the forest for the trees because it's in your way, we have to just go and do. All right. So let me think more on how I want to set this program up, because I really do want to help you change your financial life. I really, really do, because there's too many of us. There's too many of you who watch me that have successful businesses on the outside, but you're in this internal stress inside with the money, with the credit cards, with not sure where to go. And, I coached someone earlier this year making $300,000 annually and have no savings because it's all stuck on paying off debt every month. That's what we need to change. You can't be a success on the outside and then have nothing. Hey, Mr. J. Hicks, Miami, how you doing? We're talking about being consistent with paying off debt this morning. Woo. It was a good one. So you may have to go back and watch the replay. So we're just talking about you have to be relentless. You have to be pissed off. And you got to be focused. And you got to go and just start doing. All right. So anybody got any questions? Anybody? I know. I didn't want to preach a little bit. But just wanted to tell you my story of how I paid off all of my debt. And to this day, I have no debt. I have a mortgage for the house, but I'm okay with that. But I don't have revolving credit card debt or anything like that. And it feels so good. You have no idea. And it does feel good to run a business with no debt too. So, and that's where we all should be. And that's where I want all of you to be. Okay. So if you got any questions, put them in the comment box. If you have nothing, just give me a thumbs up and say, girl, I'm just going to go and marinate on this for the rest of the day. I get it. Because sometimes, all I can do is just talk about, what's going on and just say what you're thinking. That's all I could do is just say what you're thinking. And of course, if you ever need any help, all you got to do, send me your questions. I can help you. You can post here on Instagram, on Facebook. You can DM me. If it's time for us to have a one-on-one conversation about paying off debt for real, all you need to do is go to keepupwithmrsjones.com/jumpstart and let's talk about it. Because I want to make sure, not a program, I want to make sure you're fired up so that you will never, ever, ever live this way again. It's not a fun way to live. It is not a fun way. And talking to my friend on Friday, who is like at this level of stress, so worried about the money, she can't even pick up the phone to call a client. That's how stressed she is. And I don't want you to be that stressed over money while you're running a business, okay? Don't want that to happen. So if you need me, you know how to find me. I'm going to sign off here on Instagram first. So Mr. J. Hicks, Miami, thank you. And Miss Sassy Shacks, thank you for showing up. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay cool on the beach. Go to the beach for me, please. I don't have a beach here in Colorado. Go to the beach for me. So take care. Tomorrow morning. Oh, I forgot. I got to give you the list of what we're going to talk about this week. I'm organized now. All right. So tomorrow we're going to talk about how to recover from being burned financially from a coaching program. Woo. I think I'm going to be stepping on some toes tomorrow. So Monday, we're going to talk about how to recover from being burned financially from coaching. Tuesday, would you listen to your own presentation? We're talking about speaking gigs. Wednesday, what are your business finances telling you? Thursday, are you not making money in your business? We're going to talk about that. And Friday, how to crash budget for a conference. And of course, next Saturday, behind the scenes, we'll talk about something. So tune in tomorrow. For those of you on Instagram, tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about how to recover from being burned financially from a coaching program, because we've all been there. And I'm going to just put it out there because none of us will say it out loud because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So for Instagram folks, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Happy budgeting. See you tomorrow. Bye. For those of you who are still here on Facebook, I appreciate you. Stephanie, Heather. I saw other folks popping in from other places on other things, and I can't see all the things here. So I appreciate you. If I don't see you here, I appreciate you. If you need me for anything, you know how to find me. Tune in tomorrow. Hey, Kimberly, how you doing? Tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about how to recover from being burned financially from a coaching program. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be a fun one. Can't wait. I'm going to put on makeup for that one. Yay. All right. You all have an amazing Sunday. If you're off to church, go and praise yourself to get out of debt. For those of you who are just hanging out, go hang out. For those of you who are watching World Cup stuff, not me, I'm going to get my hair done. So I got to get some braids touched up. So that's what I'm doing. Hey, Kimberly, yes, you have to tune in more often. And Kimberly, I do go live every morning around 7:45 a.m.-ish Mountain Time. That is 9:45 a.m. Eastern. And all the videos are here on keepupwithmrsjones.com / Facebook.com/Keep Up with Mrs. Jones, or you can go to keepupwithmrsjones.com too. They all lead to the same video. There you go. And I am building, and I do have the videos on YouTube as well. So, and I have a podcast, so I got to start talking about that. So this is technically a podcast. So you can go and listen to all 300 plus of the shows because I come live every day. Kimberly, I am crazy. There you go. So you all have an amazing day. Have an amazing day. If you need me, you know where to find me. Tune in tomorrow. Have blah, blah, blah. Forgot what I was going to say, so that was just bad. So take care. Happy budgeting. See you bright and early tomorrow. Bye.